Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this conference, and thank you for the time given to me. We are thrilled to present our research on streamlining semester learning process, applying lean methodologies to minimize waste in high school education. I'm Fatma Hermining Astuti and my co-author Gustania Eka Putri Solehah. Together, we represent the Industrial Engineering Department of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Let's dive into how lean methodologies can transform education. To give you a roadmap of my presentation, we will cover four main sections. The first section is about the problem background. The second section is about research methodology, followed by research results, and the last is about the conclusion. Let's begin with the problem background. Our research aligns with the principle of sustainable development in education. It emphasizes the need for resource efficient learning environment while fostering continuous improvement. By integrating this principle, we aim to create more adaptable and effective educational system. One of the challenges in high school semester education is the lack of quality assurance indicator. Current regulation failed to adequately address the process involved, leading to inefficiencies and missed opportunities to improvement. While high school education plays a crucial role in shaping students' character and intellectual growth. However, despite its importance, we face a concerning issue that more than 84% of students fail to meet the minimum competency criteria during the exam. This underscores the need for a system overhaul. Integrating lean education principle into semester learning process aligns perfectly with sustainable development goals. By focusing on maximizing value and eliminating waste, we can enhance learning outcomes and adapt to evolving needs of students and society. Comes to the research methodology. Our study focused on the semester learning process at Sayagan 1 Public High School. We collected data from 128 11 grade science students through questionnaire, interviews, observation, and documentation. Then we use tools like value stream mapping, waste identification, and root cause analysis using a fishbone diagram. We examine the learning process from start to finish. Comes to the research result. Here, value stream mapping was used to visualize the entire learning process, and we categorize the process into value added, non-value added, and necessary but non-value added. And this analysis that we map the entire process of the learning process comes from the first meeting until the 16th meeting. These maps try to help us to identify the inefficiencies in the learning flow, and the inefficiencies will be shown by the Kaizen burst here and also the identification of its activities in every meeting. After we do the mapping of the entire learning process, then the next we identified 7 types of waste occurring during the semester learning process. All the 7 ways happen are overproduction, waiting, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, motion, and defects. But we try to identify the critical waste, which is we spread the questionnaire to the students, and then the students give score which waste is the most critical. And there are three ways that comes into the critical ways, that are overproduction with total score of 413, waiting with the total score of 415, and the last is about waste defect that with the total score of 425. And here are some specific example of the waste. The first waste is about the overproduction. What does it mean by the overproduction? Is about the teacher re-explain the materials from the previous session and the assigned task, resulting in waste due to repeating material that has already been explained. So the second waste is about waiting. What is the means by the waiting is that students wait for the teacher to arrive, or the student wait for the teacher while the teacher prepare teaching materials, and the teacher waits for the students to arrive at the laboratory to conduct the semester laboratory works. And the last is about the waste defect. Waste defect is students struggle to understand the material and face difficulties when given assignment or exam. And the student exams result in the daily test, midterm exam, or final exam fall below the minimum competency criteria. Now, from the waste identified, we try to find the root cause analysis using the fishbone diagram. For the first waste, that is the overproduction, we try to analyze based on the three causes, which is the method, the people, and the materials. And this is the result of the root cause analysis. Waste defect, there are so many root cause that happen to the waste defect. Defect here means that the student cannot pass the student minimum criteria. So what is the root cause? The root cause is about the people itself, that the which is the students do not pay attention during the lesson, student fail to allocate enough time for the exam preparation, student missing class or not attending the enough class result in an incomplete understanding of the key topic, and student ineffective study technique or lack of consistent, and etc. From the waste identified and the root cause analysis, then we come up with the recommendation to resolve the three crucial to for the three critical waste identified. For the first waste, which is overproduction, we try to recommend the school to standardize lesson plan. Means that we create and implement lesson plans that minimize repetition, focus on modular learning where each session builds on previous one and materials are accessible to students in advance. The second recommendation to overcome the overproduction waste is about the digital resources. The school can use a learning management system or LMS to upload materials, recorded lectures, and summarize for students to review independently. Well, to overcome the waiting waste, there are three recommendations. The first recommendation is timeliness protocols, that we should develop a timetable and rules for punctually. Both teacher and students should adhere to strict start and end times. The second is about the preparation kits. Create prepared lab kits and materials to reduce preparation delays due to laboratory session. And also the task scheduling. It means assign preliminary tasks like pre-reading or setup to students before session to ensure that they are engaged while waiting. And the third recommendation is to resolve the waste defect. The first recommendation is about the remedial support. The school should establish remedial programs for students struggling with specific topics, offering additional tutorials or peer-led study groups. And also, we can have an interactive teaching tools, introduce tools like simulation, videos, and hands-on experiment to make abstract concept easier to understand. And also frequent assessment means that implement small formative assessment to identify learning gaps early and provide timely feedback. And we come up with a conclusion. The general conclusion that we can propose to the school by this research is the first, lean training for teachers. We should conduct workshop to familiarize teacher with lean principle and techniques for efficient classroom management. The second, that we should develop SOP for learning activities, or this is develop standard operating procedure for recurring activities including teaching, testing, and laboratory use to ensure uniformity and efficiency. The third is about the engaged stakeholder. We should involve students and parents in feedback mechanism to continuously refine the learning process. Last but not least is about the continuous improvement. Schools should regularly review process using tools like the PDCA, Plan to Check Action, cycle to identify and address new inefficiencies. This strategy aim to systematically tackle the identified critical waste, enhancing overall learning efficiency while aligning with lean education principle. That's all of my presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. We are open to any question or discussion about this research and its implication. Let's work together to make education more impactful and resource efficient. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.